a little late night basketball action. This is a precursor to what we're going to see all year. Let's get it started, y'all. What's poppin', everybody? Yep, you hear it. You see it. Back like we never left. Because we ain't never going anywhere ever again. We are back here permanently for the remainder of the regular season. We gonna get action now, 10 o'clock start times. Obviously, we don't miss Knicks games. We know that. We know that's for sure. That is a given. We will be back at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Daniel Berry Sports was popping my man Big Rud. Yes, sir. A little late for everybody. I get it. I know it's a little late. 10 o'clock game. West Coast teams. What do us on the East Coast really care about the Suns or the Lakers? You know, we don't care. They don't mean nothing to us. But I'm a basketball sicko. I do like basketball, and I do be watching these games, so might as well be live for them. And we got an 11 o'clock start time for our Knicks versus 76ers rematch on Saturday, tomorrow morning. So might as well get the game in here today. It was the only game that was on today, apart from the 3 o'clock start time this morning, 4 o'clock start time this morning of the Pelicans versus the Melbourne team. So couldn't do that game, but we can do this game. We can stay up a little bit later considering we got the early game tomorrow. So you get some action from me here tonight, and we're gonna get some action tomorrow morning. So let's go through it real quick. It's a preseason game. We don't even know if all of these guys are playing. I know on the Lakers side, they probably gonna sit everybody. So we'll see how it goes. But here we got Devin Booker. Is Devin Booker, he the star of the team? We don't gotta talk about Devin Booker all that much. Big Rud, what's up, Big Rud? He said the Suns backcourt should be high scoring. Where the Suns back? Devin Booker and Jalen Green? I guess, but the issue with the Suns the last couple of years was not scoring. I mean, kind of. It was scoring, but the issue with the Phoenix Suns is that they couldn't get organized. They didn't have a point guard out there. And guess what? Devin Booker and Jalen Green are point guards. Still not going to be organized. Still not going to be able to get out there and do their thing. Ball's going to be in their hands too much, and they're not going to be set up, right? So we got Devin Booker here. I don't even know if he's playing, but we'll get to it. He's the star of the team. Do we really need to break down Devin Booker's game? Not really. Don't got a lot to say about Devin Booker. It is preseason. The context, we went through this the other day. We got basic stats, and the context is here for as the season goes on, the context will change on a night-to-night basis, right? We'll be able to say Devin Booker's in a slump, Devin Booker's playing well, he's on a heater, yada, yada, yada. His scoring's going to change. The stats will change as the season goes on, but as of now, in the preseason, we're just kind of leave it as it is. These are his stats from last year. All the stats you see here were the accumulative season stats from last season. They will change and be adjusted as the season goes on to reflect where their averages are during the season. But as of now, not much to talk about in the preseason action, so here we go. Right, Devin Booker, not much to say. We know what D-Book is. Mid-range assassin, 3-level scorer. He can get a bucket whenever he needs to. Averaged 25.6 points per game last year. 46% from the field, damn near 90% from the foul line, only 33% from three-point range. But again, all of his perimeter shots are self-created. He is not being set up for anything at this point in his career because he's not playing alongside a point guard. They got rid of Chris Paul, and they found zero replacements for him. They've tried, like a Tyus Jones here and there, but it hasn't worked out, and you're seeing Devin Booker's game suffer because of it. Right? So we go from Devin Booker to a new-look Phoenix team. Their second best player could arguably be Dillon Brooks or Jalen Green. I know everybody would say Jalen Green, but we're going to move right on to Dillon Brooks. And I think this is the perfect picture to encapsulate who Dillon Brooks is as a human being. Right? Out of Oregon, about 6'6", big, stocky dude. 3-and-D kind of guy. He's not going to put it on the floor too much, not really going to create for himself. 14 a game last year. Three-point percentage kind of went crazy. Damn near 40% three-point shooter. Pretty much a 40% three-point shooter. 39.7. He's not much of a creator. He's going to play off of Devin Booker. He's going to play off of Jalen Green. And he's going to defend. But, you know. Big Rud said Splash Brothers legit on the Warriors now. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Right? They said, hey, Steph said, hey, you got rid of my Splash Brother. You might as well bring my literal Splash Brother to the team. Just for the vibes, just to get it back. Dillon Brooks, he going to shoot some threes. He going to hack and whack. He going to defend some people. And this is a perfect encapsulation of who Dillon Brooks is as a player. Look at this man. Jalen Green. A lot of people high on Jalen Green. A lot of people still think he maybe got star potential. I don't know about that. Last year, he did average about 21 a game, but the shooting splits. This is the part that is absolutely destroying Jalen Green's trajectory. This man needs to find a way to, at some point, become more efficient. Jalen Green, 42% from the field is horrendous as a guard. I get it, you're scored for his guard, but you can't get 21 points. Means significantly less when you shoot 42.3% from the field, brother, right? 35% from three-point range isn't terrible, but again, a lot of self-created shots, and his catch-and-shoot stats, not that much better. Not that much better. Also, this number right here, 3.4 assists. 3.4 assists over here, not good enough when your turnovers is 2.5. Your assist-to-turnover ratio, horrendous, brother. Come on. Come on. A lot of people high on you. You got some wiggle to your game. You look good. You look fancy playing basketball. But unless you're effective, ain't nobody really going to take you seriously. Part of the reason why Houston was actively looking to move you, they knew that once they moved you, the team was going to get better from there. They knew. And we'll see if it comes to fruition now that they got Kevin Durant on the Rockets. But we're not talking about the Rockets right now. We're talking about Phoenix, right? Then we move on to Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. We know this. 10.6 points per game last year. 42.6% from three-point range. But this guy, this goober over here, this dude with the white hair already coming in. This dude's a marksman. This dude can be horrifying. He can be very scary to play against because once he catches fire, now you running him off the line. He got a little wiggle to his game. He can put the ball on the floor and attack a closeout every now and again. But honestly, that's your best chance against him. Run him off the line, make him put it on the floor, make him make a decision. He's not the best decision maker once he has to do that. And then obviously his best strength is shooting the three. So if you can take that away from him, you're turning him to a very below average player at that point. Mark Williams, a new addition to the Phoenix Suns. They got about 47 centers on this team. They just drafted a center with their first overall pick. What was he, like the 8th, 9th, 10th pick, something like that? Kaman Maluak. Hopefully we'll see today. Not much to talk about Kaman Maluak. We got to watch him first, see how he is in the NBA, and then we'll get a player graphic from my man. But Mark Williams, we know a little bit about Mark Williams. Last year was a bit of a career year, still dealing with the injury issue, still dealing with the fact that he can't be on the court consistently. Part of the he was supposed to be on his way to the Lakers until the Lakers took a look at his medical reports and they were like, send his butt back over to Charlotte. We're not dealing with that. Now, there's a lot of circumstances surrounding that as to why maybe they sent him back packing to Charlotte. But either way, we know this man can hoop. I mean, the stats kind of show it. 15.3 points, 10.2 rebounds is pretty damn good for a starting caliber center. 1.2 blocks. This man's 7 feet tall. He's got like a 7'4" wingspan or something like that. He's an enormously large human being. And he's a good center with high potential, still extremely young. The issue is that he just can't stay healthy. And a 7-footer who can't stay healthy is likely to never stay healthy. And, you know, he can't, it's not like, oh, he deals with an injury every now and again and then he's out. It's like the dude misses like 70, 80% of regular seasons. If you can't be healthy, can't rely on you. Can't have you as my starting center, right? We move on to Nick Richards, who's likely to be the backup center this year behind Mark Williams, although he will slide into probably the starting center on most nights because Mark Williams, as we just said, will probably miss a bunch of games. 9.3 points, 8.2 rebounds off the bench. He's a highly productive backup big, really good in the short roll. Maybe not really good. Solid in the short roll. Decent rim protector. Excellent rebounder. Excellent hustle guy. Pretty good finisher. The man's a hustle machine. He's going to be all over the place. 74% from the line is not bad for a big either. That's pretty damn good, right? You wanted 70 plus for your bigs, and he's pretty good at that. 60% from the floor. He's going to take high quality shots. He's not going to turn it over. A block a game is pretty good, like we said, for a rim protector. Overall, really solid rim running big in Nick Richards. A lot of teams will probably really value Nick Richards. Ended up on Phoenix in a really, really jam-packed front court situation. We move on to Royce O'Neal, who's solid 3-and-D guy. He's getting a bit older, a bit long in the tooth. So he's not as productive as he used to be, but still a 40% three-point shooter, 40.6 last year, 73% from the line, 42% from the field. So again, Same as Grayson Allen, run this man off the line, and then you get him in rotation. You get him having to put the ball on the floor, make dribble moves, make decisions. Not a strength of his game. He wants to catch and let that thing fly. If he doesn't have the ability to do that, he's most likely going to hold on to it and look to pass it off to somebody else. So if you can keep the ball in his hands and run him off the three-point line, you're going to find some success in defending him. And then we move on to the Lakers. We got LeBron James. It's LeBron James, y'all. He's just old. I don't need to give you a scouting report on LeBron. We know all about LeBron. He's been in the league for 47 goddamn years. He's been around for forever. We don't need to talk about him. Probably not even going to play tonight. Actually, I'm very, very confident that he's not going to play tonight. Right? Then we got Luka. I don't know if Luka's going to play either. He played FIBA this summer, so I'm not sure he's even going to play. But it's Luka. Like I said in the contact, good luck. Good luck defending Luka. You hope he has an off night. You hope you have a good defender on him and that he just has an off night. Because even if you have a good defender on him, you're not going to be able to defend him. His preseason, though, highly doubt he even plays tonight. But we'll see. Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, pretty solid. He's kind of the third star now, thrust into sort of this situation where is he a sixth man? Is he better coming off the bench because you already got LeBron and Luka out there who can be defensive liabilities? LeBron at his age. Luka, we know, can be a defensive cone at times. Do you really need Austin Reeves out there kind of mucking it up a little bit when he's probably best with the ball in his hands as well? So maybe bring him off the bench. Man averaged 20 points per game last year. Shot 46% from the field. 37% from three. These are good shooting splits right here for a shooting guard, for an off guard. 1.1 steals. He's active. 2.4 turnovers to about 6 assists is pretty decent, especially for somebody who's not known as a creator, not necessarily has the role of a creator. His role is pretty much to go get us some buckets, deal with the creation. Like Luka and LeBron will deal with the creation. You just go play basketball. And the fact that he can stack up 5.8 assists with all of that at 2.4 turnovers, right? It's a lot of turnovers, but still, the ball's going to be in your hands. You're going to turn the ball over. Austin Reeves, hopefully he plays tonight. I think he will. DeAndre Ayton, this is a funky signing from the Los Angeles Lakers. Boy, oh boy, DeAndre Ayton coming over from Portland. Previous stop over in Phoenix where he was drafted first overall. 7-footer out of Arizona. We know all about DeAndre Ayton. 14.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, and yet it still feels really disappointing to watch him play basketball. You get the sense that basketball is just a job for him, which is fine. It is technically a job, but LeBron does not see basketball as a job. LeBron sees basketball as a passion. Luka sees basketball as a passion. Austin Reeves sees basketball as a passion. DeAndre Ayton, not so much. I'm going to be really curious to see how his personality matches up with the personality of the players on the team. He's kind of building the reputation of somebody who does not care all that much whether they win or lose the game as long as that paycheck clears at the end of the day. But that's a stigma. We'll see if that kind of shoe really fits DeAndre Ayton. I get the sense it does. It's just, he's so talented. Got a nice off touch, big and strong around the basket. He's really skilled. Can rebound the hell out of the ball when he's locked in. The problem is he's very rarely locked in, this dude. He has all the potential in the world and is willing to just kind of take it easy. Taking the easy way out. The Lakers did also add Marcus Smart. We'll see if he plays today. He's had an injury-riddled 2 years now, ever since leaving Boston. It's been a bit of a struggle for Marcus Smart to find any traction around the league, dealing with the injuries. Ended up with the Washington Wizards after being traded by the Memphis Grizzlies last season. 9 points, 2.1 rebounds, 3.2 assists. A far cry from where he was in his heyday, in his prime. Injuries, miles on the body may have finally caught up to Marcus Smart here. 35% from three-point range, under 40% from the field is really, really rough. But again, dealt with the injuries, dealt with the situation in Memphis where everybody got injured and then all of a sudden the team wasn't looking to win anymore because of the injuries. Ended up getting traded to Washington, which is a situation in the league where they're really not looking to win. And so you're kind of just there, rehabbing your body, staying in shape, making sure you don't get re-injured. So when the time comes for you to actually jump ship during your free agency, knowing, okay, I did my duty over in Washington, help the young guys, help the sort of continue to build the culture that Washington's trying to build there. Cool. Time for me to go to an actual winning place. Chose the Lakers. We'll see how that pans out for him. I mean, I'd like to go play with Luka and LeBron as well if I had the opportunity to do so. So we'll see if Marcus Smart can sort of dip back into what made him so special with Boston, what made him a Defensive Player of the Year caliber player. Marcus Smart, pretty good when healthy. We'll see if he'll ever be healthy again, right? Time may have just passed him by. 2014 draft, wasn't he? So he's in his 11th year. 2 years at Oklahoma State would put him at what, 32, 33 years old now? Getting up there. Getting up there. Rui Hachimura. I always liked Rui. Always liked Rui coming out of Gonzaga. Liked Rui when he was with Washington. Thought he was an underrated young prospect over there that nobody decided to look at. Similar situation with a guy like Daniel Gafford, who ended up as the center on Dallas. Rui Hachimura ended up averaging 13 points per game off the bench last year, about 5 boards, 1.4 assists, 0.8 steals, 0.4 blocks. Bit of a do-it-all, bit of a tweener, kind of a 3, kind of a 4, mostly a 4, but a bit of a 3. He's not really big enough. He's only, what, 6'8"? 6'8" is a 4, like, kind of, but the wingspan isn't really there to sort of really help him. Thing that helps him is that he can stretch the floor. 41.3% from three-point range, a career high by far last year for Rui Hachimura. Really getting comfortable playing alongside LeBron, and is kind of what LeBron does. And now that Luka's there, should be really comfortable playing alongside LeBron and Luka in terms of getting a lot of wide open shots. Boy, oh boy, is Rui Hachimura in for some wide open shots. Everybody on this team is, because you're playing alongside 2 generationally talented shot creators. And then Austin Reeves, not too bad himself. Not too bad himself. I believe last one, I kind of just threw in Maxi Kleber for the Lakers. I don't know who their backup big is going to end up being. It was between Kleber and Jackson Hayes, who was the big last year. I don't think they really liked Jackson Hayes. In the playoffs and in their elimination game, the J.J. Redick, Coach Redick, ended up going with Maxi Kleber off the bench. He ended up making his Lakers debut in the playoffs last year off the bench and in the elimination game, mostly because you just lost faith in Jackson Hayes, right? And Kleber is a versatile big, right? These stats don't necessarily portray the level of player that Maxi Kleber is. Maxi Kleber is pretty solid. The issue is that he was injured for most of last year, pretty much all of last year. The guy that can stretch the floor, obviously coming over from Dallas in the Luka trade, so he's familiar playing alongside Luka. Luka and LeBron play somewhat similar, so he should be familiar playing alongside LeBron. Just got to learn the tendencies and where to be on the court at certain times. So I would expect Maxi Kleber to be the backup big with the Lakers, but I wasn't confident about it, right? You also have Jackson Hayes with the Lakers. We'll see. We'll go from there. We also didn't talk about, for the Phoenix Suns, Kaman Maluak, who was the first overall pick for the Phoenix Suns in the last draft. Part of the reason why we didn't talk about him is because Phoenix already has 2 quality starting centers, right? I didn't talk about Kaman Maluak because they have, who is it again? They got Nick Richards and they got Mark Williams. I know Mark Williams is probably going to miss some time because he always misses time, but you're putting your big man behind the 8 ball unless you find time for him this year. You play Nick Richards at the 4 a little bit, and then you have Maluak out there, who's huge. Who is huge. So I don't know if Maluak can play the 4. I would not do that. I would not advise that is a good situation, a good idea to do. But you never know. You never know what Phoenix tries to do this year. It just feels weird they continue to waste the prime of Devin Booker. This Phoenix Suns roster is not set up to be competitive almost at all. Kobe Bray is another rookie they have who we'll probably see tonight. I don't know if he makes their overall rotation, but Kobe Bray out of Kentucky, a 6'6" wing, guard wing, who is a 3-and-D guy. No information on Kobe Bray. No information whatsoever. But he was a 2nd-round pick for the Phoenix Suns. He's pretty good, pretty solid. Had a good summer league. But again, But again, hard to tell whether or not he's actually going to make the rotation. There's Ryan Dunn as well, who had an up and down rookie year, although everybody on the Phoenix Suns last year was up and down with the way that season went. Devin Booker talked about how the last 2 years was probably the most challenging. Well, I don't remember the exact words he said, but they were some of the most challenging seasons in Devin Booker's career. Who else? Also, Iguodala is another big. He's more of a 4, but they have him listed at center. He's 7 feet tall. Never mind. I didn't realize how big he was. Also, Iguodala, Adam Marquette. So that's 5 centers they have to play now, right? You got Mark Williams, you got Nick Richards, you have also Iguodala, you have Kaman Malawak, I guess 4, I miscounted. You got 4 centers who legitimately probably deserve playing time, and you have 2. I just don't know what Phoenix is doing. They got to make a trade at some point, but you're throwing resources away to start the year by not giving your young big men an opportunity to actually prove themselves, right? And then the prize rookie for the Phoenix Suns in this last draft, the 10th pick overall, they traded for in the draft, Kaman Malawak, which is crazy considering that they had already traded for Mark Williams and they had already in the season prior acquired Nick Richards at the deadline. So they're making moves to acquire veteran centers, proven playable centers, and then maneuvering in the draft to take also Iguodala last year's draft and then Kaman Malawak in this year's draft, and utilizing a top 10 pick to do so in Malawak's case. And I really like Kaman Malawak. I think he's really good. We're about to watch him here tonight. I think it's very likely he plays. But you're putting him behind the 8 ball by not really giving him an opportunity to shine. Now, maybe they don't think he's fully ready, but then why use your top 10 pick on him? You got Devin Booker in his prime. How old is Devin Booker? How old is D-Book? Devin Booker is 28 years old. He's literally in his prime, the prime of his career. And he was drafted in 15. So this is his 10th year. This is 10th year. And we're talking about this 10th year. And we're talking about rookies on the Phoenix Suns who we want to see develop. Like, this guy should be competing for championships. This guy should be on a team that is competing for championships. It's crazy. It's crazy the situation some teams put these guys in. As far as Mark Williams, what I do want to see is how many games did he play last year? He should be down here. Mark Williams played a total of 44 games last year. He played half the season. Which is kind of on par. I mean, you can see it right here. His rookie year, he played 43 games. His second year, he played 19. 19 games is bad, right? Suffered a major injury. Last year, he played 44 games, and that was the most in his NBA career so far. 44 games. So it's a big risk for Phoenix to make the move to acquire Williams, which is part of the reason why the Lakers balked at the opportunity to acquire him after they had gone through the whole thing of making that deal. But boy, oh boy, are you taking a risk with Mark Williams here. So what we could check real quick. David Osh Jr., what's up, David? What's up, brother? I would like to see, did the Lakers put anything out? Considering we are about 5 minutes away from tip-off. Look at chat. Why is chat so big? So here we are coming out. Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, who is not on the Lakers, who does not have a player graphic for me yet, which I will eventually make. Jake LaRavia also doesn't have one, but Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia in the starting lineup along with Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. So no Luka, no LeBron, which we expected. What I do want to also see now is the Suns. So now we know the Lakers lineup. We know we're without the two big guns. Knew LeBron wasn't going to play, and figured Luka wasn't going to play, considering he played summer basketball. Tonight's starters for the Phoenix Suns: Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, Ryan Dunn, Dylan Brooks, and also Iguodala is in the starting lineup. So David said, "What time Knicks on tomorrow?" If you're here in the East Coast, David, 11 a.m. 11 in the morning. The Knicks will tip off tomorrow for their final game in Abu Dhabi. They play the 76ers yet again, obviously. The only two teams out there right now in Saudi Arabia. So they play Saturday, and then they have 4 days off, something like that. And then their next game will be Thursday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. But we have to get through tomorrow morning, late afternoon, early afternoon, in order to get to that point. But once we're back home, the Knicks have the remainder of their preseason will be at Madison Square Garden, so they don't have to travel anywhere for preseason. And then obviously we get started. We get about a week off, a little less than a week off before the start of the regular season, but getting a little ahead of ourselves. David said, "Good day tomorrow in New York." Knicks and Yanks. Yankees made it a little more stressful than it needed to be, but they got through it. And that's all that really matters. There's this thing on YouTube that I've been trying to figure out how it works. I don't know how it works. I think I have to set it up on my end first, which maybe we could do. Maybe I could do. But thing called Hypes now. This is the only game on today. If there was an earlier game, I would have been doing that game. But trying to do a game every day. We'll take one day off during the week, either Saturday or Sunday, usually Sunday, where I don't stream, so I can try and get some work done on the actual stream, make sure things are set up the way they're supposed to be set up. But David said, if Cole was healthy, what a pitching staff the Yanks have. Yeah, man, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy when you look at what the possibility was if Cole was healthy, where after you have that performance from Schlittler, and you obviously have Fried pitching on the level that he's pitching at right now, if you would have had Cole added to that mix, man, oh man. What I want to look at is this. Is it this? I don't think it's that. We should be tipping off at any moment here. Suns versus the Lakers. A little late night action. But I do want to see, YouTube has this new tool that they put out, which I wanted to see how it worked, but I don't see it here. No, none of that, none of that, none of that. Okay. Okay. David said tomorrow's going to be tough. Hope Gills gives a 6. Yeah, I mean, at least 6. 6 feels like the bare minimum of like a solid enough performance, which was why it was kind of weird when Fareed was pulled after 6. It's like, no, he was dominating. Maybe not dominating, but he was very good. You leave him in a little bit past 6, but either way, however you can get it, and they got it. Oh man. They're getting ready for the tip-off. Let's go ahead and throw the game on now. Oh. How is my phone dead? How does that happen? Also, how are we starting this game this late? It is 10:07. It is the first preseason game for both of these teams. It is a home game for the Lakers, technically. Technically. I will never understand how we can't start games on time. We still have the dancers on the court. Are they still doing introductions? What is going on? Start the dang game. It's too late for this. It's too late. Like, everybody's waiting. It's been forever. Start the dang game. David said, is Bronny playing? Probably. Preseason? Yeah, probably. Probably gonna get his minutes tonight. No LeBron, no Luka. Devin Booker is playing. They're really gonna start the game 10 minutes late. 10 minutes late is kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. 10 minutes late is kind of crazy. So we know Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, DeAndre Ayton making a little bit of a Lakers debut here. Jake LaRavia and Austin Reeves will be playing here tonight. Will be in the starting lineup for the Lakers. For the Phoenix Suns, we've got Dylan Brooks, Ryan Dunn, Oso Ighodaro, Grayson Allen, and Devin Booker. Devin Booker in the starting lineup here tonight, the lone star between the two teams playing. No Jalen Green. Interesting. Okay. David said, what was your insight of Mike Brown's offense the other day? Offense looked solid, looked a little different, which is what you want, obviously, right? Looked different from Tom Thibodeau. I mean, it looked the way we'd always wanted it to look, right? We wanted a faster paced offense. We got it. It's going to take time, but from what we saw, very, very promising. Daniel Tilson, what's up, Daniel? Very promising. They did all the things they said they were going to try and do. They played faster. They moved the ball a little bit more. Ball didn't really stick at any point. And everybody got a little bit of a touch. Everybody got an opportunity to step up and do something more with it than they would have in Tom Thibodeau's system. Mitchell Robinson was a beast. 16 rebounds in 18 minutes is crazy. You know, it's just a little too early to tell. It's one preseason game, and it's an overseas game, right? I liked what I saw from Dadier. Apparently, they started him in order to give him an opportunity to show his skill set, as he's likely the main guy to be traded so that they can make room for Brogdon. David said, I'm liking Huck's improvement. Huck looked good, man. He looked slim. He looked in shape. He looked ready to go. He looked spry. He looked athletic. You know, he knew exactly what he needed to work on coming into this year. And it's interesting because I think the kind of player that Huck Porty is going to thrive more in a Mike Brown offense than he will in a Tom Thibodeau offense. Right? In a Tom Thibodeau offense, he's really just a screen setter. In a Mike Brown offense, he could be a little bit more of a hub. Right? It took Tom Thibodeau about a year and a half to figure out, hey, Hartenstein's pretty good as a hub. Hartenstein can pass out of the high post. It took him a year and a half to figure that out. Right? Like, you got to go. You got to go. When you have a certain skill set, especially at a versatile position like a center position. Here we go. Lakers win the tip. Rui Hachimura has it. Going to bring it down against Dylan Brooks, and we're off and running. Here we go. DeAndre Ayton has it in the high post, hands it off to Laravia. Laravia pulls it back out, has it in the right corner, spins, gets it out to Reeves, catches, pump fake, sidestep, right corner three, got some space, comes up short. Laravia chases down the offensive rebound. Reeves fighting for it, saves it, cross-court pass, Vanderbilt, extra pass to Hachimura, running it down, lefty hook shot, can't get it to go, Ayton an offensive rebound, kicks it back out to Reeves, shot clock at 3, Reeves lets it to go, and he does knock down the second attempt from three-point range. The straightaway 3 got it to go. Grayson Allen bringing it down. They got Grayson Allen playing point guard right now because Phoenix has no point. Oh, that's Devin Booker. Devin Booker, a pull-up 3, gets blocked from behind. Reeves has it up top, dancing with it, spinning, coming to his left, down the lane, gets caught in the air, kicks it out to Hachimura. Straightaway 3 for Hachimura. Comes up short, can't get it to go. Hachimura coming off a career year from the three-point range last year, shooting 40%, over 40% from three-point range. Devin Booker rushing it down and almost throws it out of bounds, but the Saints got took by the Lakers. It's going to remain with the Suns. 10:40 to go. We're off and running. AP, what's up, AP? Ryan Dunn, a straightaway 3. Ryan Dunn, if you remember last year, got off to a hot start from three-point range. Offensive rebound finds its way back out to Grayson Allen, who knocks down a 3. Wide open. If you remember Ryan Dunn's start to his NBA career last year, knocking down 3s from all over the place until eventually he started to cool off and revealed himself to not be a very good three-point shooter, which was the scattering report he had coming out of college, which is why he fell in the draft a little bit, as Austin Reeves snakes his way into the lane and knocks down a little scoop layup on the left side. Booker up top, coming to his left off a screen, gets into the mid-range, kicks it out. Dylan Brooks, a right corner 3, and he gets it to go down. A much better covering the game tomorrow? Absolutely, AP. You know we're there. You know we're there. Right? This was the only game on today, so I was like, screw it, we're going to cover it. Laravia in the lane, almost travels with it. Nope, they do get him with the travel. Unless they get the foul, they got a foul. They got a foul. So no travel on Laravia. They call the foul before the travel, saying the foul caused the travel. We will be covering the Knicks game tomorrow. 11 a.m. start time. Reeves over the top pass to Laravia, driving it down to his left, gets knocked out of his hands by Grayson Allen. It's going to stay here with the Lakers. They got 8 seconds left on the shot clock, 9:35 to go. Gazer Vlogs, what's up, Gazer? We don't want Gabe Vincent, man. He can't play defense, can't even shoot threes. Hey, man, those Miami Heat role players is Hachimura, draws the foul, gets the and one. Good positioning on the inbound pass, gets the foul on Ryan Dunn, got the shot to go down as well. A little 8-foot fall-away jumper for Rui Hachimura. Gazer, those Heat players, man, once they leave Miami, that magic goes. That magic just disappears for some reason. Devin Booker, step back, fall away baseline jumper, got it to go. God damn, Devin Booker. Just a terrible shot. But when you're as good as Devin Booker, those terrible shots are halfway decent shots. DeAndre Ayton has it in the post, stops, turns, spins, but they call a foul on the floor as Dylan Brooks was trying to match up with him. 9 minutes to go. Tay Cowboys, what's up, Tay? Daniel Tosin said, I'll be at work. My wife might come on. Appreciate you, Daniel. Always appreciate you and your family, man. Ayton has it up top. Hands it off to Reeves. Reeves dancing with it. Against Ryan Dunn. Now Dylan Brooks switches onto him. Phoenix should be a lot better defensively. Austin Reeves all the way to the rim. Two-handed slam put back by DeAndre Ayton, but they say it was a goaltend. The ball was still up over the cylinder. Grayson Allen bringing it down. Grayson Allen being a pseudo point guard out there because they got no ball handlers, and just like that, turns it away. Dribbling it down to the lane, trying to kick it out at the last second, had nowhere to go with it. As the Lakers bring it down the other way, Reeves has it up top, coming to his left off a screen, kicks it over to Hachimura in the corner. Now, in post positioning, fighting with Ryan Dunn. Fall away over his left shoulder, got it to go, and a little fall away jumper over Ryan Dunn. He's saying you're a little too small to guard me, kid. You're a little too small to guard me. Devin Booker has it up top, coming to his left off screen, driving it down. They call a foul on Jared Vanderbilt, who was chasing Devin Booker from behind. Got a little too handsy. Got just a little too handsy. It's called for the foul. Foul on the floor, obviously, side out of bounds for the Suns. They get it into Grayson Allen, being guarded by Reeves, coming to his left off an Iguodaro screen, snaking it back to his right hand all the way to the rim, gets swatted out of there by DeAndre Ayton. What did we talk about in the pregame? Keep the ball in Grayson Allen's hands, run him off the three-point line, get him going to the basket, get him trying to make a decision in the paint. And so far, he turned it over twice, I believe. As Devin Booker has it, leans in, draws the foul on Jake Laravia. It's going to send him to the foul line for 2 free throws and a little 10-foot jump shot along the baseline. But you want the ball in Grayson Allen's hands, considering they don't have a point guard out there. Grayson Allen wants to catch and shoot. That's all he really wants to do. That's his best skill set. Put the ball in Grayson Allen's hands. Get him going down towards the basket. Not a great finisher. Not all that athletic. Not a great decision maker. And you're seeing that come to fruition early here in the first quarter. As Phoenix, outside of Devin Booker, doesn't really have anything going for him. Bronny James coming into the game. We do get a LeBron James sighting. It's just LeBron James Jr. Looking forward to LeBron James Jr., Bronny's second year here in the league. I think he's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm pretty high on him as a player. Devin Booker stepped to the foul line, knocked down both free throws, because of course he does. And Bronny bringing it down. Gets it over to Ayton. Ayton hands it off to Reeves. Reeves coming to his right, off the screen. Kicks it over to, is that Laravia? I don't think that's Laravia. Reeves down the lane, kicks it out the last second. Hachimura has an open three, but they call a foul on the floor on the pass by Austin Reeves. Connect is in the game. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Dalton Connect. So they get it in the Reeves. Reeves up top. 7:45 to go here in the first quarter. Reeves coming to his left off a double screen. Cross-court pass to nobody. Hachimura saved it, but it was an over in the back as the first person who touched it was Austin Reeves, who was already in the backcourt. Turnover. Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? Shot Collins, what's up, Shot Collins? Little late night NBA action here tonight. I understand it's a little late. We won't make it a habit of doing these late games, but it was the only game on tonight. The only one on. So, might as well. Right? Some preseason action. Grayson Allen, catch and shoot. His skill set right there, but couldn't connect. Reeves with the rebound as he brings it down against Ryan Dunn, applying some full court pressure. Reeves dancing around a DeAndre Ayton screen all the way down the court, has some space, kicks it out. Dalton connect, pass got tipped, still found its way to connect. Bronny fighting for the offensive rebound, can't hold on to it. It's off his fingertips, out of bounds. All going back to the Suns. AP said, I take great joy watching 76ers fans be defeated. Isn't it great? Isn't it a fantastic thing? Also, Boston fans, Grayson Allen, another catch and shoot shot. This time it goes down. Can't give him too many opportunities. What did we talk about? Get the ball in his hands, keep it in his hands, but run him off that three-point line. 2 in a row. He's bound to make at least one of them. Austin Reeves gets it over to Bronny. Bronny gets it back to Reeves. Reeves over the top pass. DeAndre Ayton, good positioning. Went way too fast. Just threw it at the rim when he had positioning over Iguodaro. And just threw it way too fast. Booker driving it down. Kicks it out to Allen. Allen over to Iguodaro. Iguodaro up top. Hits Allen come back door. And Allen with the scoop layup with the left hand being Bronny back door. Bronny got caught chasing. 15-9. We get our first time out of the game. 6:30 to go here in the first quarter. Hattie, what's up, Hattie? Checking out the competition. We're going to do as many basketball games as we can this year. That is the goal. The goal is to, obviously, we're always going to be Knick-centric, but the goal is to be more, be able to cover more of the NBA. I love basketball. I love watching basketball. I'm going to watch as much basketball as possible. When I'm watching games and I'm not live, I feel like I'm just not doing anything and I'm wasting time and I'm wasting opportunity. So, might as well go live. And again, I'll say it one more time for anybody who's new in here. This is a little bit later than we like to stay up. We're here on the East Coast. So this game started at 10 o'clock for me and probably for most of you. It is a Friday night. Watching Suns-Lakers preseason on a Friday night, not necessarily my idea of a great time. But hey, it's some basketball. So I'm going to watch it. Yak said, as Bronny improved, couldn't get worse. He was pretty good in the G League. I don't know. He also wasn't really that bad last year. He was perfectly fine. He was, his play and his skill was commensurate with the 55th overall pick in a 60-pick draft. Like, I don't know what the expectations were for him, but he was definitely pretty solid for the 55th player. And by all accounts, I mean, I wasn't on Bronny James Watch this summer, but by all accounts, it sounds like the way the commentators during the game have talked about it, he got better. He got better. And we'll see. We'll see. That's why we play the games. AP said you're the YouTube Mike Breen. That's crazy. That's crazy. Maybe Mike Breen is the professional chefy. So here we go, checking in back in. Checking in back with Suns Lakers as the Suns lead 15-9 here early in the first quarter, about halfway through the first quarter here. Bronny has it up top. Gets it over to Reeves. Reeves gets it over to Connect. Connect has it up top. Gets it over to Reeves. And they call a off-the-ball foul with Iguodaro fighting with Ayton for both positioning. Yak said Huckporty was the 58th and much better player to me. Different positions, but also They're kind of in the same role. Huck Porty is a third-string center, and Bronny James is a third-string guard. DeAndre Ayton misses the first free throws. The Lakers are in the bonus already because of course they are. They're the Lakers. They start games in the bonus. The refs love calling fouls for the Lakers. AB said, that's right. Who do you prefer, Mike Breen or Marv Albert? When I got to listen to Marv Albert, he was past his prime. So I got to go with Mike Breen. I got to listen to Mike Breen in his prime. Right? Marv Albert, by the time, I was watching basketball, Marv Albert was a little bit past his prime. Just didn't have that same zip to his commentating as he did when he was younger. So I got to go Breen myself. But I know that that's more of a generational pick. That I'm younger and I'm more used to Breen, listening to Breen. Austin Reeves driving it down to the basket off a missed open jumper from the Suns. And he gets fouled. Back to the foul line for the LA Lakers. Austin Reeves, 88% from the foul line last year. 88%. Knocks down his first free throw. He's got one more coming. AB said when he started watching Marv Albert, was he on the Knicks or the Nets? He was on the Nets. Mike Breen has always been the Knicks commentator as long as I've been watching the Knicks. Reeves knocks down both of his free throws. Suns bringing it down. Iguodala has it up top and immediately attacks Jackson Hayes and immediately draws a foul on Jackson Hayes. Iguodala to the foul line for 2 free throws. Tomorrow we have the Knicks game at 11 a.m., guys. But also, as Nick Smith Jr. enters the game for Austin Reeves. Interesting. I didn't even realize Nick Smith Jr. was on the Lakers. Iguodala misses the first free throw. He's got one more coming. AB said you should have heard Mike Breen on the radio. Outstanding. Kenny Albert is good as well. I like Kenny Albert. I know a lot of people maybe have some issues with Kenny Albert whenever he subs in for Clyde. Or Breen, when Breen's doing the national games, when he subs in for some of the guys to do the TV commentary. I like Marv Albert. I like him a lot. He's got a good voice. He's got a very soothing voice, unlike mine. I have a very grating voice. They get it into Booker. Quick turnaround. Gets blocked by... Got blocked by Williams. Nate Williams. Not going to lie, no clue who that young man is. Shout out to him. Got a nice block on Devin Booker there. Ryan Dunn with a nice cut to the basket. Get a reverse layup off the inbound. Nick Smith Jr. has it up top. Gets it over to Bronny James. James stops, turns, half spin, step back, little fall away mid-range jumper, comes up just short. Ryan Dunn with a rebound and a quick outlet to Booker. Booker over to Iguodala, sprinting down the lane, goes up. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Jackson Hayes to use his verticality. Here comes Williams over to connect, catches, pump fakes, has it up top. Suns do a good job getting back on defense to hand it off to Nick Smith. Nick Smith dancing around the screen, over to connect, back to Nick Smith. Now Nick Smith is going to look to dance with it. And they call it a moving screen on Jackson Hayes, and Jackson Hayes with a dumbfounded look in his face, as if he doesn't know what a moving screen is. Brother, come on. He just made a great play, and then he gave it right back. Abe said Kenny Albert kills it on the Rangers. Mike, he's great. He's great. I like Kenny Albert a lot. Is that Colin Gillespie? Colin Gillespie with a pull-up 3? Brother, I don't know if that's your game, big dog. Colin Gillespie, nothing but air on that one. Turns it over. Jackson Hayes hands it off to Bronny James. Bronny's going to run the show a little bit here. Being guarded by Gillespie. Gives it over to connect. Back to Bronny. Bronny on the right wing, dancing with it. Crosses over to his left, driving it down in the lane. Throws up a floater. Can't get the floater to go. Fight for the rebound. Williams had it, lost it. Ball knocked over to Gillespie. Over to Ryan Dunn. Ryan Dunn driving it in. That's Devin Booker, excuse me, not Ryan Dunn. Devin Booker runs right into Jackson Hayes. Another good use of verticality there from Jackson Hayes. It forces a missed air ball layup from Devin Booker there. And here come the Lakers. Bronny James up top, fighting for it. Gets fouled by Gillespie on a reach-in. Ball is going to stay with the Lakers. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kwame Robertson. What's up, Kwame? Avey said the Knicks still have the same PA announcer since I was a teenager. That man got that job, and he knew he had a goated job. He knew it. He for sure knew it. Because he's never letting that thing go. He will do that for the remainder as long as he can. Bronny knocks down the first free throw because the Lakers are in the bonus. They've been in the bonus since the start of the game. Bronny misses the second free throw, splits a pair. The Suns pushing quickly the other way. Gillespie has it up top, being guarded by Nick Smith, driving to his right, putting his head down, stop, turn, spin, fall away, one-legged jumper, in and out, halfway down, can't get it to stay. Jackson Hayes, good box out and rebound over Nick Richards. Here comes Bronny James, pushing it down the other way, has it on the right side of the court, on the elbow, pocket pass to Jackson Hayes, excellent pass from Bronny, excellent cut and slash from Jackson Hayes. Goes up strong with two hands, can't get the finish, but that's because he's fouled by Nick Richards. Going to send Jackson Hayes to the foul line for 2 free throws. Nick Yak said, how good was our Yankees rookie? He was spectacular. He was amazing. I mean, it's one of the greatest pitching performances from a rookie pitcher in the history of baseball. I mean, they were throwing out all kinds of crazy stats today. I was listening to Sports Radio Talk, listening to the Fan earlier today. They were throwing out all kinds of crazy stats. All kinds of crazy stats. Jackson Hayes splits a pair of free throws. Gillespie has it on the right wing. Gets it over to... who's that? Nigel. That's not Nigel, but that's Hayes. As Williams comes up with the steal and then throws it right away. Right back to Gillespie. And a pull-up three by Royce O'Neal. He can't get it to go down. Offensive rebound by Hayes on the Suns. They swing it around. Gillespie, nice pocket pass inside to Nick Richards, who had post positioning on a mismatch with Dalton Connect. And Dalton Connect committing a huge basketball sin of fouling a guy who has a wide open dunk. Come on, man. Let him get the dunk. Nick Richards at the foul line, knocks down his and one free throw. 20-15. Royce O'Neal comes up with the steal and a bad inbounds pass from the Lakers. They swing it around to Gillespie, an open three, and he knocks that one down. Lakers look disorganized and dysfunctional. It is the first preseason action for both teams here, and both teams missing key role players. Surprised we haven't seen Kaman Malawak yet, but still early here in the first quarter. Nick Smith Jr. with the left corner three, can't get it to go down. Hayes with the rebound, cross-court pass to Gillespie. They swing it over to Royce O'Neal. No hesitation three from the left wing in transition and splashes it nothing but net. And a timeout for the Lakers as they are now down 11 with 2:30 to go here in the first quarter, 26-15. Jackson is a true LeBron suffering from pain in his butt. That is what was reported. He did make like a public appearance on a stream where he was dancing. So, you know. AB said I'm a Mets fan, but I'm still pulling for the Yankees in this postseason. New York first. Amen. I don't hate the Mets. as a Yankees fan. And the Mets fans that I know don't hate the Knicks as Mets fans. It's just not a huge rivalry. It's a rivalry when they play, obviously. Right? It's the battle of the city. It's a Subway Series. Whatever, but New York first. Like you said, New York first. AB said, they're not the Lakers, they're the Hollywood Fakers. Hey, man. I don't even think about the Lakers. But I will tell you, now that Luka's on that team, they are back to being NBA darlings. AP reminding people of the thumbs up. Appreciate you, AP. But it is a late preseason West Coast game. I knew what I was in for when I decided to do this show tonight. I knew we were going to get very few people. I knew what I was in for sure. But, you know, it's a process. Here we go, checking back in. Who is this kid, Hayes, by the way? And also Williams for the Lakers. Hayes. Oh, that's Jackson Hayes. I know Jackson Hayes. I'm saying who's Williams? Nate Williams, but Nate Williams who? Connect the straightaway three off a screen. Can't get it to go down. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Suns come out with it. Home run pass to Gillespie. Leaves it off for Royce O'Neal. Inside pass to Nick Richards. Nice pass. Nice finish from Nick Richards. And great job running the floor. Nate Williams, out of Buffalo. Was not drafted. Fighting for a roster spot. Gotta respect it. Laravia leaning in. Loses his balance. They call a travel. Thought he was going to get the foul call. They didn't call it as he initiated the contact, and they just hit him with the hit him with the travel. (28-14), 1:45 to go. They took a point away from the Lakers for whatever reason. I had 14, but then I saw on the screen that they had 15. And then a nice pass inside to Nick Richards. He can't get it to go, fighting for his own offensive rebound. He can't hold on to it. But a foul on the floor on the Lakers as they're battling for the rebound there, for the defensive rebound. Ball's going to stay here with the Suns. As now they're in the bonus. Did they get free throws from that? You got free throws from a loose ball foul? Yak said, I might just give up on sports. Doncic looking like a teenager. Avery said, what happens if the Nets make the finals and the Knicks are out? That would be strange. It would be strange. It would be very strange. Jackson Hayes, great contest at the rim against, was that Gillespie or was that Grayson Allen? Against Grayson Allen, forced to miss. Reeves to the basket, gets a nice lefty finish over two Suns defenders. Outside of Austin Reeves, not a whole lot of offense from the Lakers here. Gillespie driving it down, gets picked up, and then gets his pocket picked. And out of bounds on the Lakers, battling for a loose ball. It's going to stay with the Suns. AB said Adam Silver would do anything to help the Lakers and the Spurs. I don't know if he would do anything to help the Spurs. But he would do anything to help the Lakers. Just like every commissioner before him. That's Los Angeles, brother. That is the golden goose. Jackson Hayes can't get it to go. Jackson Hayes defended the three-point shot. Grayson Allen can't get it to go, but the Suns still come out with a loose ball. Offensive rebound, swinging around to a wide-open Royce O'Neal on the right wing, and he splashes a three. Suns just out-hustling the Lakers to these loose balls and garnering more possessions here. 31-16 here in the first quarter, 35 seconds to go. Austin Reeves dancing with it up top against Royce O'Neal. Reeves gets into the paint, sprays it out to Jared Vanderbilt, who barely grazes the rim on that left wing three-point shot. Not your game, brother. Not your game. Stay in the corners. Grayson Allen has it up top, being guarded by Vanderbilt. Grayson Allen dancing with it, coming to his left, gets it over to Gillespie on the pick, swings it back to Grayson Allen, catches, pump fakes, back to Gillespie, a straightaway three, shot clock winding down, comes up short, fight for the loose ball. Connect had it, lost it, but that will be the end of the quarter at the final buzzer there. 31-16 ends up being the end of the first quarter score here. Oof. We got a 15-point deficit. If this ends up being a blowout, we'll give it one more quarter. We'll give it one more quarter here tonight. AB said, now that Greg Popovich is gone, you will not see a Spurs dynasty again, and the Golden State Warriors are going to be what they were when Tim Hardaway was there, irrelevant. That tends to happen with the Warriors after a generational player declines and will eventually retire in Steph Curry. Like, you know, that is a generational level player that was on your team that you'll likely never have that level of player on your team again. That is generally what happens. Like, you have a dynasty, and then the dynasty runs out, and then you have to start over again. You'll probably never be as good as that dynastic run again. As far as the Spurs, the reason why you won't see a dynasty from the Spurs again is because you don't see dynasties in the NBA anymore. They legislated them out with the new CBA rules. We talk about the second apron a lot. The reason why they implemented the second apron was to get dynasties out of the league. They wanted parity. As much as we could sit here and argue that parities are good, or that dynasties are good or bad, or the sport of basketball is irrelevant, because they already made the decision to outlaw dynasties. The reason why the Celtics traded everybody off, of what felt like a dominant team when healthy, is because of the second apron implications that were in place should they have decided to keep that team together. And obviously Jason Tatum got hurt, made that decision very easy to make. But at some point, this Knicks team will have to make a big decision on certain role players. Mitchell Robinson, Deuce McBride, these guys got to get paid. And they're already paying Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Towns a lot of money. Something has to give. You are not able to keep talent anymore. You have about a 3-4 year window with them where at some point you will enter the second apron, but then after that, either guys are going to start taking pay cuts, which 95% of NBA players are not going to do, or guys are going to have to move on to other teams. Dynasties are done. Here we go. Start of the second quarter. We're back. Grayson Allen bringing it down. Vanderbilt causing havoc, coming up with a steal. Gets it over to Ayton. Now swings it over to Hachimura. Hachimura picks up his handle. Gets it over to Ayton in the post. Swings it out to LaRavia. He's going to look to attack. Stop, turn, spin. Kicks it over to Hachimura. And back up top with Reeves. Is going to reset it. Reeves driving to his left. Behind the back. Coming to his right. And they call, was it a 3 seconds? Was it a pushing foul? And DeAndre Ayton down low fighting for post positioning. Either way, it will come down as a turnover, ball going back to Suns. Yak said Patriots were a joke years before their dynasty. Yes, because they lucked into Tom Brady being one of, if not the greatest football player ever. And then You know, they had one of, if not the greatest, football coach, quarterback, and coach combination of all time. Dynasties are luck. Dynasties are almost exclusively luck. Keeping a dynasty together is good managing. People get into dynasties by pure luck. AB said the Spurs move up in the draft every time they need a player. They need a player every year. Every team needs a player every year. They don't move up in the draft every year. Iguodala at the foul line. Can't get it to go. Ayton with the rebound. And Reeves will bring it down against Gillespie. They get it over to Vanderbilt. Has it on the right wing. Vanderbilt gets it over to Laravia. Has it in the post. Have not been impressed with Laravia so far. He's felt very uncomfortable out there. He had Gillespie in the post, and Gillespie just knocks it right out of his hands. Here comes Royce O'Neal. Gets it over to, who was that who just made that three? Who just made that three? Nigel Hayes knocked down the three for the Suns there. DeAndre Ayton has it in the post, stops, turns, spins at the foul line, knocked out of his hands by Iguodala. It's going to stay with the Suns. It's going to stay with the Lakers, out of bounds off of the Suns. AB said LeBron James and KDs of the world caused that CBA. Absolutely not, AP. I have no idea what you're talking about. What caused that CBA was Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. That is exclusively what caused that CBA. Was Kevin Durant going to the Golden State Warriors. LeBron has nothing to do with it. I know you don't like LeBron, but you can't blame LeBron on that, brother. That's just you wanting him to be the problem with that. The problem with that was the cap manipulation and the explosion of the salary cap, and that was poorly handled by the league. And the league decided, yeah, our bad, but now everybody else is going to suffer because we made a bad decision. Yak said next year we go over the second apron, signing Mitch and McBride. Hopefully by second year cap goes over $200 million, we get under. I think that's hopeful wishing. McBride is going to get a big old bag. Mitch is going to expect to be taken care of yet again. But I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to keep all these guys together. That is the horror of being a great team with great players who at some point need to be paid as good players. You know? Like we have Deuce McBride on one of the most valuable contracts in the league. AB said this is a terrible CBA. Teams should be able to keep their own players. They should. There should be an exception to keeping your own drafted players. As Austin Reeves pump fakes, draws the foul, and gets the little floater to go. So he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. There should be somewhat of an exception for teams to be able to re-sign players that they drafted in order to keep them on their team. But, you know, they should be rewarded for developing players. AP said we need a Knicks dynasty. There aren't going to be any more NBA dynasties for another decade, brother. So the next CBA starts to get worked on. Austin Reeves knocks down his free throw. No dynasties in the CBA. They want parity. This is what they wanted. They're going to test it out for a decade, see how parity works in the league. But of course, the Suns come up with another offensive rebound. Nigel Hayes gets it over to Iguodala. Back to Nigel Hayes. Another three on the right wing. Same spot, different result as he misses it this time. Ayton with the rebound. Here comes Reeves, bringing it down. In and out dribble to his left. Leans in, kicks it out. Laravia wide open, right corner three, and he rattles it in. Finally, a good play from Jake Laravia after a tumultuous start here tonight. Oops. 3 points to the wrong side, excuse me. They swing it out to Gillespie. Inside to Hayes. Back to Iguodaro. Now over to Gillespie. Swings it out. Grayson Allen wide open. Right wing three. On the relocation. Can't get it to go, but a loose ball foul on the Suns fighting for the offensive rebound. Ball is going to go back to the Lakers. Yak said we just signed a $2 or $3 billion TV contracts. The cap is going up. Not that much though, and it also that is where the league messed up last time. The cap will go up slightly year over year. Cap won't explode the way it did when Kevin Durant initially signed with the Golden State Warriors. Right, that was the issue previously. That was how Kevin Durant ended up with the Warriors. Because the salary, they signed the new TV deal, and then they just decided, well, now we have all this salary cap. Here's $20 million to every team, which effectively created a supermax contract, a max contract availability for pretty much every single team in the league. Because every single team just essentially got a $20 million slot in their free agency, and all the Warriors had to do was move Harrison Barnes, and then they had enough money to sign Kevin Durant, which should not have been possible. So what they do now after the new TV deal is instead of inflating the salary cap by $20 million in one offseason, what they do now is they increase it $1 or $2 million for the next 10 or so years, and then eventually you'll get to the point where the salary cap makes sense. So even though the salary cap gradually is going to go up, it's not going to go up to the point where it's going to effectively change your finances. If you're over the second apron, you're probably because you're far over the second apron. Most teams aren't going to barely go over the second apron. If you're going over the second apron, it's because you're going for it. Austin Reeves back at the foul line. Reeves knocks down both of his free throws. 34-26. 8:11 to go. And then a moving screen on the Suns. Ball going back to the Lakers, and the Lakers mounting a bit of a comeback here. 8-point game. At one point it was what, 15, 16? 8-point game now. Reeves has it up top. Dancing with it. Crossing over to his right. Down the lane. Swings it around. Over to Laravia. Catches. Pump fake. Left wing three. On the one dribble relocation. Can't get it to go. Gillespie with the rebound. He's bringing it down. Hit ahead. Is that Ryan Dunn? Ryan Dunn down the lane. Tries the Euro step. Gets blocked by DeAndre Ayton. Good rim protection from DeAndre Ayton. Good hustle to get back. Reeves bringing it down. Over the top pass to Hachimura, who had post positioning on, who is that? Is that Royce O'Neal? Jared Butler. And Hachimura ends up drawing the foul. That was Iguodaro, by the way, he got blocked, not Ryan Dunn. AP said first apron is like $178 million in 2 years. It could be at $200 million with the owners' teams going up $1 billion each year. It will not be over $200 million. It's not going up $22 million. Salary cap's not going up $22 million over 2 off seasons, brother. It's going up a couple million, if that. If that. It's going to gradually go up. It was already announced that it'll go up 1, maybe 2 million, maybe 3 million every offseason. It's not going up 22 million in 2 off seasons. Not doing that. We'll never see a Kevin Durant situation again. The league has learned its lesson. Right? It killed the NBA season. It killed the NBA for about 3 years, where everybody knew, well, Golden State's going to win it. You got Steph Curry and Kevin Durant in their primes on the same team. It's ridiculous. As DeAndre Ayton misses a bunny at the basket. DeAndre Ayton does get back on defense and knocks the lob opportunity away from Iguodaro. Here comes Bronny, bringing it down the other way, leans in, puts up the floater, can't get it to go, but that's because he got fouled. It's going to send him to the foul line for 2 free throws. Under 7 to go. AP said, win the championship, The hell with the second apron. We haven't won the championship in 50-plus years. I want as many as possible. That's how you win one championship and then don't see another one for 50 years. You have to be smart with the way you win, brother. We're going to get a timeout here. When we come back, Bronny James will take his 2 free throws. If you want as many as possible, AP, you have to be cognizant of the second apron. You can't say to hell with the second apron. If you only want one, then you could say to hell with the second apron, just get me one. But if you want as many as possible, like you say you do, then you have to be cognizant of the second apron. A lot of people so far really impressed with DeAndre Ayton's performance here in his preseason debut. The issue is not the skill of DeAndre Ayton when he's locked in. The issue with DeAndre Ayton is what he looks like when he is no longer locked in, which happens far more often than a lot of people would like it to for a professional basketball player. Also, my feet were cold, so I got my little fuzzy Knicks slippers on, which is what I'm tying together right now. My apologies. I feel it looks like I'm hiding behind my scoreboard, but I just gotta get my fuzzy Knicks slippers on, tie them up. We got half a quarter to go, and then we'll probably hang it up for the night. Austin Reeves with 16 points here tonight, 5 for 7 from the floor. He looks better than he was last year. He looks ready to go. Looks ready to start the year. So Bronny is finally going to take his 2 free throws here after the timeout. Knocks down his first one. He's got another one coming. Reeves out of the game. Nick Smith Jr. in the game. Bronny knocks down both of his free throws. And Jared Butler is going to bring it down for the Suns, being guarded by Bronny. Get it over to Iguodala. Now over to, is that Ryan Dunn? Over to Booker. Booker down the lane. Puts it above glass. Can't get it to go. He's looking for a foul call. He doesn't get. Here comes Nick Smith Jr. bringing it down for the Lakers. Nick Smith Jr. coming to his left off an 8-in screen. Swings it out. Hachimura, left wing 3. No hesitation. He gets it to go down. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. A 1-possession game. I'm also shortening the Suns 2 points. Jared Butler tries to get it in. Hachimura comes up with the steal. Connect. Hit ahead. Nick Smith Jr. Bounce pass back to Connect. Goes up. Gets blocked. Bad pass from Nick Smith Jr. You just got to go up and get that up on the glass. Or Connect got to take a dribble there. Slow himself down a little bit. They throw it over the top to DeAndre Ayton. Out by 3-point line, being guarded by Iguodala. Over to Bronny James, dancing around the screen, swings it out. Hachimura in the corner, catches, swings through to his right along the baseline, hop step in the paint, comes up short in the little pull-up jump shot. Long rebound out to Dillon Brooks, hit ahead to Devin Booker. Devin Booker on the left wing. He's going to look to dance against Hachimura here. Devin Booker has been quiet tonight. Pull-up 3 off a screen. Can't get that one to go. Preseason is not for the stars. Preseason is for the role guys to show out. The stars just want to get out there, get a sweat in, try to build some rhythm, and not get hurt. That is the main priority of the star players. Yak said, is Dunn showing more offense? Not really. He's been very quiet tonight. Ryan Dunn is 1 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from three-point range. Got 2 points, 4 boards, no assists. See right here, Ryan Dunn. Kind of quiet. Kind of quiet tonight. Not really doing much. Hachimura knocks down his first free throw. Misses the second free throw. Ryan Dunn, not really showing that much. Devin Booker in the lane. Gets it out to Iguodaro. Iguodaro gets a nice two-handed slam as the Lakers kind of fall asleep a little bit there. All eyes on Booker. Lakers having trouble inbounding the ball. Some full court pressure here from the Suns. Nick Smith Jr. bringing it down against Dunn. Nick Smith Jr. coming to his right. Leaves it off for Ayton. Rolling to the rim. Stops, turns, gets it knocked out of his hands. He's looking for a foul call. Here comes Ryan Dunn. Swings it out. Dylan Brooks, right wing three in transition. Gets it to go. Dylan Brooks also coming off, I believe, a career high in three-point shooting last year. Back to a 7-point lead for the Suns. And a foul in the backcourt on Jared Butler, trying to pressure Bronny James. And the Lakers are in the bonus, because of course they're in the bonus. They're always in the bonus. So Bronny will go to the foul line for 2 more free throws. Noah Linden, what's up, Noah? Booker forgot how to shoot. It's preseason, dog. Preseason is not for the stars. Stars are going to go out there and go 40%. Maybe they'll get up to 60% as the preseason goes on. But preseason is not for the stars. Preseason is for the role guys and the other guys trying to make the team and for the guys trying to make the rotation. That is what preseason is for. The stars just want to get out there, get a sweat, try to build a little bit of a rhythm, maybe build some chemistry with some new teammates and whatnot. That is what the preseason is for. Bronny knocks down 2 more free throws. Under 5 to go. 4:45. Devin Booker has it up top. Coming to his left off the screen. And just dribbled it off his own foot. And they call a backcourt violation on the Suns. Yak, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Yak. We will be live at 11 a.m. because, of course, we will be. We're sickos. We're going to watch the Knicks. We're only going to do the remainder of this half. We got 4.5 minutes to go here. Connect has it on the left wing, hands it off to Nick Smith Jr., pulling it back up top, dancing with it against Jared Butler. Coming to his left off of Jackson Hayes screens. A pull-up 3 for Nick Smith Jr. Comes up well short. Fight for the loose ball rebound. Here comes Ryan Dunn, bringing it down the other way. Hesitation move, coming to his left, full head of steam. Gets it over to Booker, just cut to the rim. Booker kicks it out the last second. Inside pass back to Booker. Booker manipulating along the baseline, goes up for a layup over Nick Smith Jr., just overpowering him. A big boy move right there from D. Booker down in the paint. Nick Smith Jr. bringing it down, 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter of Suns-Lakers. Jackson Hayes up top. Swings through to his right, gets it over to Vanderbilt. A right wing 3 for Vando. Can't get it to go. Iguodaro with another rebound, excuse me. Iguodaro down the lane, gets fouled by Jackson Hayes. Hayes does come up with a block, but had to foul him to do so. Going to send him to the foul line for 2 free throws. Iguodaro at the foul line. Misses a free throw. Iguodaro missed the first one, makes the second one. Bronny bringing it down. Coming to his right. Gets it over to Hayes. Hands it back off to Bronny. Bronny dancing with it. 7 behind the three-point line. Now crossing over to his left. Gets into the lane. Throws a lob to Hayes. And Hayes had it. Lost it. Tried to throw it up at the rim. Almost got it to go down. But can't get it to stay as it just rolls off the side of the rim. And here come the Suns pushing the other way. They get it over to Booker. He swings along the baseline against Nick Smith. Pump fakes. Gets him in the air. Leans in. Draws the foul. He's going to the foul line with 2 free throws. Crafty, wily veteran move from Devin Booker. Because Devin Booker, it's what he does. Devin Booker off the back rim, misses the free throw. Austin Reeves checking back in for the final 3 minutes here. Bronny James checking out. Booker misses both free throws. Vanderbilt with the rebound. Here comes Reeves. 8-point game. Suns up by 8. 44-36. 3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Reeves dancing with it around a Hayes screen, and they call Jackson Hayes for yet another moving screen. Sticking that butt out. Gotta stand there, set that screen, brother. Soon as you do this, oh, hey, whoa. Soon as you do this, they calling it. As soon as you stick the booty out, they hitting you with the moving screen, man. So we got, 2.5 minutes here in the second quarter. And then we'll go to bed. We got a busy day tomorrow. Avery said, how many free throw attempts for the Lakers? That's the first stat I always look at. Feels like 1 million for the Lakers. The Lakers have 20 free throws in the first half here. The Suns have 11. Has been a bit of a free throw fest overall. The Lakers got into the bonus early in the first quarter, early in the second quarter, and it's led to a lot of free throws. A lot of free throws. Right, some silly ticky-tack fouls from the Suns has led to, easy free throw attempts for them, not even having the draw shooting fouls. Here we go, checking back in. I guess Jackson Hayes is going to be the backup big behind DeAndre Ayton. Seemed like JJ Redick lost trust in him last year. But here we go. We're back in. Devin Booker has it. Almost turns it over as Vanderbilt almost got the steal jump in the passing lane there. AB said every year with them, that's why I love when they lose in the first round. Well, with the roster that they have, they'll be losing in the first round a lot. They call a loose ball foul on Jared Vanderbilt before the ball was inbound, so we got a free point for the Phoenix Suns here. And then a turnover by the Suns. And a 9-point game, 45-36. They did knock down their free point. 2:44 to go. Vanderbilt has it up top. They get it over to Reeves. Reeves has it. Dancing with it. Coming to his left off a Hayes screen. Throws a lob to Hayes. Doesn't really have the space, but throws down the poster over Devin Booker anyway. It wasn't a good pass. It wasn't a good decision, but it did not matter as Devin Booker goes the other way and gets immediately the points right back with an and one. As the Lakers were too busy celebrating the poster alley-oop of Jackson Hayes over Devin Booker. Bad pass from the Lakers. Here come the Suns. Nick Richards can't get it to go. Fight for the loose ball. Vanderbilt knocks it loose. Connect picks it up. Rui misses the wide open layup in transition. He's looking for a foul call. Home run pass. Here come the Suns coming the other way. Nick Richards loses in. There's some ugly preseason basketball right here. This is what we're here for, baby. Jake LaRavia bringing it down over to Hachimura. He's trying to finally get a shot to go down, and he comes up short on the right corner three there. 1:44 to go here in the first half. AB said the only time I ever liked the Lakers is when Magic was there. Can't root against Magic Johnson. Now, he was an incredibly fun basketball player. Incredibly fun. Probably the most fun basketball player of all time, if we're being honest. Devin Booker with the running hook shot. Gets the nice tall throw as he gets it to go down. $50-38. Reeves, a stop and pop pull-up three. Can't get it to go. Quick outlet to Devin Booker. He's going to bring it down. Devin Booker's starting to break a sweat now. Now he's got the ball in his hands making decisions. Coming to his left off a Nick Richards screen. Crossing over to his right. In the mid-range now against LaRavia. And then a foul on LaRavia. Devin Booker sold it well. Devin Booker knocked down both of his free throws. 50 seconds to go. We're under a minute. LaRavia to the rim on a nice backdoor cut. Good pass from Jackson Hayes. Gets the layup to go down. Grayson Allen has it up top, dancing around the screen. Gets it over to Booker. Booker looking to quickly attack. Gets in the lane, kicks it out. Dylan Brooks a wide open right corner three, and he splashes it. As Austin Reeves draws the foul, and Ryan Dunn trying to guard a full court in the backcourt. So Austin Reeves at the foul line for 2 free throws. 30 seconds to go. Reeves knocks down the first one. He's got one more coming. Austin Reeves knocks down both. Grayson Allen will bring it down for what could be the final shot of the quarter. And then we'll get up out of here. Booker swings it out. Grayson Allen driving it down. Throws a lob up to Nick Richards. Good catch. Great finish for Nick Richards. Big one-handed jam. Back up to a 15-point lead for the Suns just like that. Get it over to Laravia. 7 seconds to go. Against Gillespie here. Little fall away baseline jumper got it to go. And that will end the first half here. And that will end the show. We're getting out of here. I'm the only guy still in here, I believe. A couple of people still in here. Well, that's it. It's too late for us. Too late. Too late to be doing these games. It's preseason. Don't got to be doing all of this. 57-44, but it's nice practice. I like doing them. I like watching these games. But it is late. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to get up out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll be back tomorrow 11 a.m. for the real show. Knicks taking on the 76ers. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. AP, appreciate you. Anybody else who's still in here, appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow, 10:30. Doing the pre-games now. So I'll see y'all 10:30 tomorrow morning. Woo. All right. But until then, I'm out. Good night, everybody. Remember, brush your teeth before bed. Take a shower. Clean yourself up. Stay hydrated. Good night, everybody. Bye.